In an interview, the eyes can reflect your interest level, confidence, and professionalism. Establishing good eye contact will make you feel heard and appear to be likable. Just don't overdo it, you'll risk coming across as being a bit scary, and you don't want to have them making notes saying, "Starey guy." Something as seemingly insignificant as a phone going off during a job interview could cost a candidate a job. It may be a major factor when deciding who gets the position. Having Gangnam Style suddenly start playing in an interview rarely leaves a good impression, unless everyone stands up and starts dancing. That could happen, but it probably won't. Usually the dress code for an interview is dependent on what kind of job it is, so make sure you dress appropriately. If it's for a financial consultancy position, for example, a corn t-shirt and ripped jeans may not be the best choice. A good rule of thumb is to try and work out what sort of things people generally wear on a day-to-day basis, and then just dress slightly smarter than that. Don't go too far. Practicing for an upcoming interview by yourself or with a friend can give you an advantage for the real thing. You'll feel more confident and prepared for the experience, having rehearsed it all beforehand. But, make sure you can also be flexible and answer questions that you don't expect. Even if there are other candidates who have a bit more experience, showing an enthusiastic, positive attitude could put you ahead of them. Don't be negative about your previous employers though, and show that you're flexible and willing to take on responsibility. It's key not to be too negative about old employers, because if you start slagging off your old boss, then they're just going to question the sorts of things that you might say about them if they give you the job. Didn't think of that one, did you? Not every job interview is going to go well, or even perfectly. Should you not get the position, don't be too despondent. It does happen. Some companies will offer you feedback on why they felt that you weren't the right candidate, and an ideal way to know what points you should work on is from this. And don't be afraid to ask for feedback if you don't get the job, but, don't always expect to get any either. Virtually every interview will conclude with the interviewer saying, "Do you have any questions?" And replying, "No, not really," will probably give the impression that you're either not that interested in the position or you just haven't bothered doing any research. So make sure you do know why you want to work somewhere. If anything, that should be also really well reflected in the CV in the first place. Otherwise, you probably won't get an interview. This might sound obvious, but make sure that you're not late. Turning up 10 minutes after your interview was supposed to start will make a terrible first impression, so allow yourself plenty of travel time and aim to be about 10 to 15 minutes early. Certain questions will almost always be asked in job interviews. Particularly common are, why do you want this job? What are your weaknesses? And what are your greatest achievements? Rather than being dumbstruck when you hear these, be sure that you're prepared with some good answers. If you really want to do well in an interview, then good research is very important. Find out everything you can about the company and the position, and there might be certain things the interviewers are looking for in candidates that aren't mentioned in the job advert. Talking to people who hold a similar position can help you find out what these are. And you know what? If you're friendly and affable on the phone, sometimes you can just call up the company in question and have a chat to them. Ask them what it's like to work there. Ask them what it's like in the office. It's a good idea, especially before you actually accept a job. But good luck!